Hello Internet people, and welcome to one of my first installments of things I'm gonna talk about. Okay, so I haven't really come up with a name for these little segments of me speaking about some random topic, but I will be talking about things. And you listening now means you're at least somewhat interested in what I have to say, so I'll just jump right into things. If it goes well, I may decide to make this a regular thing, but that would depend entirely on you and anyone else listening. I will need to be shown that people are interested, be it through likes or comments below, before I can move on to make it a regular thing. I'll start things off with a question that was presented recently on a forum I'm a part of. There will be a link to said forum in the description below for those interested in checking it out. It's little more than an anime site, but they have some pretty deep discussions sometimes. I felt the question that was asked deserved a bit more attention than just a few lines on the forum, so that's what brought me here. Now, I will go on the record right now as saying that what I have to say on anything I record is my own personal stance on a topic. No one is writing any of the words I say, and I will not ever intentionally make shit up. This is only my own personal standpoint and opinion on topics based on the information that I have gathered. That said, I can and often am wrong sometimes, so even if you agree with what I have to say, make up your own minds. If something interests you enough, do your own homework, and never believe just a single source as fact. Go out and get opposing opinions and views. When you can see the whole picture, then make up your minds as what you want to hold on to as fact. But above all, always keep an open mind. Funny how I should open on the note of an open mind though, because now I finally get to the question that was asked. Religion. Is it bad for humanity? Now I can already hear a few of you groaning and wince as you look over your shoulder for either the dressed-up preacher with a Bible in one hand, a pitchfork in the other, and a stream of torch-wielding followers, or the bearded turban, jihad-screaming suicide bomber. But just the fact that that thought even entered some of your minds is why I'm talking about this now. Why is it that when the topic of religion is brought up, or aspects of any particular religion is mentioned, these are the images it conjures? What happened here? These faiths were originally intended for good, weren't they? Praising their deity, showing kindness and goodwill towards each other, and all in all, not harming anyone, is the basis of every religion on the planet. These, as well as a few others, are the key components that all religions share. So why is it that when I say the word Islam or Quran, at least a few of you imagine 9/11 or a guy with a bomb strapped to his chest? I could come up with other examples, sure, but that is the one most of you would recognize right off, and I don't want to drag this out for too very long. There's still a lot to say yet. We need as a people to go back and take a long hard look at our faiths. Not just one, but all of them. We need to figure out why it is we even have these faiths in the first place. Is it because we're afraid of God? Well, who wouldn't be? An all-powerful, omnipresent being who sees all, knows all, and has the power to create worlds is something you really don't want to get on the bad side of. Is it because you're afraid to die? Again, you're not alone there either. We don't really have a way to send a camera off into the other side of life and get an idea of what we face after shrugging off this mortal coil. The few people who claim to have come back and said they have seen the other side are really not all that reliable either. These are people who have suffered extreme shock, medication, oxygen deprivation, as well as a shopping list of other problems at the time of their vision. Now, I've never done LSD, but I'm told that you can see some pretty freaky shit when you put it in your system. Who's to say your brain wouldn't respond the same way when your body starts going through things it normally shouldn't? So, yeah, death remains in the realm of the unknown. As humans, we're always afraid of what we can't categorize, label, or otherwise have some way to understand. Now, why else is there to have faith? To show kindness to others? You don't need the help of a deity to hold the door open for someone or offer to take groceries out to someone's car. To be part of a community? That is understandable. But then you just have a historic literature appreciation, not so much a lifestyle or faith. Living your life based on principles dated back to before shaving is a bit silly to me, but hey, to each their own. I'm not about to judge what you do with your life. So what does that leave us with? People are only religious based on fear? Well, that's not good, is it? I think Yoda from Star Wars said it best. Fear leads to anger. Anger leads to hate. Hate leads to suffering. And isn't that what history has shown us so far? People are afraid of what they don't know. So when someone offers you answers, you cling to them. The more convincing they seem, the more caught up in what they have to say you get. The problem is, at that point, you're not the one in control. What is said is taken as fact, and you wander around following that without a second thought. In history, pagans were seen as an unknown factor. Rising Catholics saw that their teachings did not coincide with their own, and they threatened to destroy the safe haven of control that they have built around themselves. So what did this lead to? Well, many of you may not know, but the calendar we use today is not the original. The holidays themselves come from pagan backgrounds. The celebration of Yule became Christmas, Ostara became Easter, and Samhain, the original end of the year, became Halloween. There are many other changes, but I'll save that for another time. I don't feel much like giving a full history lesson this time out. This also led to the more popular Crusades, and the systematic witch hunts throughout history. This decimated the pagan faith to the point of driving it almost out entirely and cementing Catholicism in its position today. So that is what fear gets us. It leads to demolishing other faiths simply because it threatens the safety of what someone else believes. Can such a thing really be good to have in humanity? Does this mean we should do away with religion entirely? Personally, I think not. Yes, religion and faith breeds fear, and that can lead to violence. But we are forgetting the key aspect in that chain of events. Us. Humans are the ones that make these choices, and humans are the ones capable of intellectual thought. In the end, the choices people make boil down to the self. No one else. If you want to act spontaneously and irrationally, that's all on you. It is entirely possible to be faithful yet understanding, a believer yet open-minded. Keep in mind that you are not the only one that has feelings, beliefs, and morals. Keep also in mind that those morals will not always coincide with your own, and you need to give every person their individual respect as a human being. Only by doing this and focusing on the person, not the faith, will we ever get past all the bloodshed and fear that has plagued mankind since the day we started walking upright. Perhaps we could also take a lesson from the pagan faith. And it harm none, do what ye will. A simple phrase, but one that speaks volumes. Do what you like. Live as a free person and enjoy what life has for you. Just strive to never cause harm. We don't know what happens when we die. There's no way to. The only sure thing is that it is a journey that we all must take at the end of our time, whenever it may come. So why fear it? You know it's coming, and only a few options are there. If there is nothing and we fade out of existence, then we have no mind or body to feel scared or lonely or anything else for that matter. We simply would not be. So there is little to be done about that, and with nothing to feel, why would it matter? If we go off on another journey in a secondary plane of existence, be it heaven, hell, purgatory, ghosts, or maybe even a reincarnated being, then that is just another adventure to embark on. Embrace it, and face it as best you can. What we have left after all this is one thing, and one thing only. Life. So do with it what you like. In the end, it all boils down to you and what choices you want to make. In conclusion, do I think religion is bad for humanity? No. The fear, hatred, bloodshed, and all-around distress caused by religion is here because of humans. Religion is no more to blame than a rifle in taking a life in war. It was merely used as a tool throughout history. Religion, in all its forms, provides a good moral compass, a strong community, and a force of will that some people never would accomplish on their own. It is, I believe, a necessity. It is the people that need to change. Maybe one day, outside my own lifetime, or even 1,000 more after, it may happen. But for now, all we can do is have faith, right? Well, that's all I have to say on that topic. I love all feedback and questions, be it here in the comment section or even through my email, which will also be listed below in the description. If you'd like to hear me talk about more topics in the future, leave me an idea or two, and if it strikes a chord in my head, I'll give it a shot. Anyway, I'm Xankronas, and remember, only an open mind has room to expand.